decision, you have to know what all the choices are. So some of you may really be set on getting involved in import or just getting into retail. There are many ways to make money, so look at some other opportunities. So the first one here is coming up with your own idea in what we call manufacturing. Opening up a retail outlet, opening up a service business, buying an existing business, buying a franchise, or simply becoming a distributor for a product. Now, I mentioned earlier that the Institute, and everything I'm talking about today, is actually available in a program called Blueprint for Success in Your Own Business. This is actually the most popular program in Canada. It's been available, I guess, for the past 8 years. This is the most up-to-date version of the program. It just was redone about 1.5 years ago. But this gives you everything that you need in order to get started in your own business. We have over 80,000 people who have successfully completed this program. It's broken into 3 parts. We have operations, marketing, and finance. But in here, it shows you step by step from how to register your company, how to find ideas for a product and service to get involved with, how to choose a location for your business. It goes through all these tax strategies I'm talking about. And these tax strategies can save you thousands of dollars. In the marketing manual, what we do is show you different ways to market a product service. There's 90 different strategies that we have documented and researched that you can sell your product service. And here, if you look at the company you're working for right now, or the business you're involved with, you may be only selling 1 or 2 ways. Well, if you learn 2 or 3 other strategies, without really increasing your overhead, you can increase your bottom line. So again, there's about 90 different strategies. In advertising, we show you all the different types of mediums, whether it's TV, radio, newspaper, trade magazines, co-ops, point of purchase, aerial, washroom, elevator. We go through all these different mediums because here, certain businesses, advertising works better in some other areas, as well as doing research, how to find information on certain products that you're looking to get involved with. And this is the stage where you need to know if you're going to move on with this product. Many times we see entrepreneurs decide to go right away to import a product and decide to spend thousands of dollars on advertising, only to find out that no one's interested in their product. So we show you how to gather information, do research on your product. If you're an inventor, what we do is show you some forms of practical protection here, how to file for a patent, go through copyrights, trademarks. Again, we said earlier, when you register your business, in no way does that give you legal protection to that name. If you want protection to that name, what you want is a trademark. But say, mail order, if you're interested in mail order, what we go is step by step how to set up a mail order business, because there's about 10 different products that are approved to sell in mail order. But there's 2 types of mail order, what we call direct mail and mail order. Direct mail, everyone, even if you're not interested in mailer, should be aware of. Because in direct mail, it's similar to a follow-up program. Again, it's much easier to sell an existing customer than to keep finding new customers itself. So here you need to know how to draft up a letter, let them know that you have different sales going on. There's some key words and phrases that you need to know. There's 40 words that we show if you do a mailer ad that is proven to increase your sales from 50 to 100%. How to do up the clip coupon, how to do up the ad copy, how to take pictures of your product itself. If you're interested in import or export, we give you the forms that you need to get your importer's permit, all the different documentation that you need to be aware of. These are your bills of lading B3, B13 documents here. How to negotiate terms for payment. Again, if you're interested in import or export, everything that you need to know is covered in the marketing manual. The last one is the financing manual. How to prepare a cash flow forecast, how to do a business plan. So here, if you're applying for this unemployment insurance program, what they're looking for is this business plan. So we show you step by step how to do the executive summary to presenting the idea to a potential investor, or how you're going to use this money in this particular program. We go through 148 different sources of financing. This is other than the government and other than banks. And what you want to do is just arm yourself with all these different strategies. And the key here is the less you put into this venture, the less risk you actually have. We go through different sources of government here. Again, you want to take advantage of any free government assistance programs first. And many times you'll find, like say this unemployment insurance program, they might approve 1,000 applicants for this program. And you want to make sure that you're one of this 1,000 here. But more importantly, you want to know what it takes to qualify and be eligible for this program. So in this program, we have to show you how to be eligible. There's about 50 different legal contracts in this, which can save you hundreds of dollars if you went to a lawyer. Again, some of you may be looking to import products, and what you're looking for is exclusive rights or sole agency to this product, so that every time the product is sold here in Canada and North America, percentage of the profits come back to you. So there's a legal exclusive right agreement in there. Sometimes you might have to sell your product on consignment, similar like Canadian Tire. They buy it on consignment. So what you need is this consignment agreement to make sure that after they sell the product, they're going to pay you for these items. If you're starting up a business, sometimes you need a partner. So what we have is a partnership agreement. Sometimes you might just wholesale your products, so what you need is wholesale agreement. So there's about 50 legal contracts in here that can save a couple $100, and you can use them verbatim itself. The program is totally Canadian. This is not an American course. Our office is right here in Toronto. If those who live in Toronto can have access to the Canadian Institute's library. So if you want to do research on certain products, on information itself, basically you're welcome to come down. But to give you sort of the support, the encouragement that you need, what we provide with this program today is 1 year's business consulting. Because again, when you start your own business, when you go back to work on Monday, you tell your friends that you want to start your own business. First, you're going to think that you're crazy for starting your own business, but I can assure you, if you let them steal your dream, 6 months from now when you get laid off, they're not going to be there for you to provide the income. So what we're saying is, really, the only way to take control of your life is to start your own business. But more, you need the information to learn how to do it properly at the outset here. But what happens is, when you start your own business, you're going to need some advice, and you can't really turn to your friends unless they're in that particular business you want to get involved with. We're staffed with 25 business consultants that you can call on anytime during the week, 5 days a week here. And normally, if you, outside the Institute, if you call a business consultant, they'll charge you anywhere from $50 to $100 per hour for their advice. If you go down to even colleges and universities like York University or Ryerson, the students are going to charge you $50 an hour. Here you get 1 year's business consulting unlimited. We carry about 200 different trade directories and business publications. These things can cost several hundreds of dollars to subscribe to. Through your consulting service, if you want to know the name of the buyer agents for, say, the ladies department, they'll give you exactly the buyer who to contact. If you're advertising a certain medium or how to set up a media release, what you need is a specific editor who to contact in order to get your advertising picked up. If you're looking to buy a franchise and you want a list of, say, sandwich franchise, we give you a whole list of these. So it can take a lot of time to try to run around and compile a lot of this information. But the regular price of the program is $5.95. But at the seminar, we offer as an incentive a $100 discount. And the program and the Institute, we're fully certified as an education organization. So the program is fully tax deductible as an educational expense, which means regardless if you start a business or own a business, you can write off the full amount. So after taxes, you're saving about $175. So you only look about $275. We offer financing on this course. So those of you who are interested, all we're asking you to do is try out this program today. There's a 21-day money-back guarantee, which means if you're not completely satisfied with this program, you get a full refund, no questions asked. There's a bonus book on secret, bonus book for the International Food Source Directory, and in there we list about 500 businesses that you can start for less than $100 there. It also is a reprint of the Canadian Trade Rep Directory that you're going to use to do sourcing for products outside of Canada here. There's a bonus tape on secrets of import-export. So these are 2 bonus gifts that you get to keep simply for trying out the program. But if you're interested in the program, you can talk to Kara account in the back there. They can work out a financing plan that's affordable for you. But there's a display copy if you want to see what's actually in the program. But at this break, normally what we do is offer an additional $25 discount. So this is the $25 discount for coming to the seminar. You can buy it later on this afternoon when we leave, but it is the $100 discount. So if you want to stay with an additional $25, you can talk to Kara account in the back there. But again, when we come back, we take a 5-minute break for those who need a smoke break or want to go to the washroom. They're just off to the left here. But you can help yourself to any transparency that if you came in late here, I'll leave these transparencies in the back. I actually leave these books up here and not move them around. When we finish them, you're fully entitled to use them. Again, when we come back, we're going to cover some different ways of getting into a business. And then we'll break for lunch around 12 o'clock. When we come back, we'll go through the different ways of developing your product or service. The second half is showing you different ways of getting into business. These are basically the top 6 ways of getting into business. So we'll cover the advantages and disadvantages of each one. The first one here is coming up with you want to do or as a manufacturer or as an inventor. Generally, there's 4 ways you can participate in manufacturing. What you have to understand is manufacturing. In order to be competitive, bring it to the marketplace, you have to manufacture at the lowest cost. Now, in North America, we used to be a manufacturer industrial base 30, 40 years ago. Today, the reality is we're not. The cost of living today is just too expensive in North America. And what you'll find, the cost of manufacturing product, the main cost is in wages. If your company is doing $1 million in sales, about $600,000 of that amount will go up to paying wages. So what you have to look at some other ways to manufacture a product outside of the country. So first one is looking at offshore, possibly in Mexico, in the Far East, Eastern Bloc. Because usually it's still that one-time investment into machinery, whether you buy it here or overseas. But again, we want to keep the wages down here. We were in China about 2 years ago, and these people work for about $50 US a month, and they're working 12, 18 hours a day. Today, you can't get a guy who's unionized to work here for $20, $30 an hour. So there's no way you can compete if you're making a simple manufactured product. Because once you have the machinery, most of the time it's just feeding raw materials into manufactured product or just assembling it. But the cost of wages in Canada, in North America in general, is just too expensive. So the first way, if you're serious about going into manufacturing, is considering offshore. Literally, you can be anywhere in the world in 24 hours. Last Sunday, we were doing a seminar in London, and Sunday night after we finished, I flew out to Vancouver. Monday night, I was back in Toronto. So you can be anywhere in the world, really, in 24 hours. Now, if you're not comfortable, say, moving your operation offshore, what you may want to consider is what we call using idle capacity. Now, you may still have to go overseas, but chances are there's some other manufacturers right here where they have the equipment. So what you're still qualified under different government programs as a manufacturer, because right now we're still in a recession. So before they used to make, say, 5,000 of these units a month, but now they're up to only 3,000. So what we're going to do is have them make our product using that idle capacity, because they still have wages to pay, they still have employees, overhead still to pay. So without increasing their overhead, they're going to make our product for us. The third way to get into manufacturing, again, if you're not comfortable with moving your business overseas, and you want to keep your cost of manufacturing down, what you may want to consider are using organizations like ARC Industries or Goodwill. Some people are using ARC Industries right here in Canada, include IBM, Japan Camera, Lansing, Lowe, McLean Hunter, Mini School, Muffin Break, Olympus Plastics, Oswald Pizza Hut, Red Lobster, Swiss Chalet, Wendy's. So these companies are using these type of organizations. The main thing is Goodwill or ARC Industries employs these people on your behalf. So you don't actually hire them as an employee, but what they'll do is send these people down to your warehouse, and they'll package or assemble whatever you need done. If you bring your products and a piece of equipment to their warehouse, they have all these equipment to help you put all your product together, whether it's just printing your literature itself, packaging, or disassembling the item you need. But you can get wages at a much lower salary than if you were to hire outside labor for help itself. But the main thing to understand is these people are not just handicapped, because most of them, they're not born with a handicap. Many times you'll find they've gone to college, university, they have a skill, but somewhere in life they got into an accident, but they still want to work and participate in the workforce itself. But the main thing is you keep your wages down while manufacturing products here in Canada. So that's a third way if you want to get into manufacturing and participate and still feel comfortable in Canada. The last way here basically is licensing your product in exchange for a royalty. So you're not going to make as much as if you were to start from scratch, but you don't have the risk as well. But all you want to do when you get into business is make money, whether you're making 50 cents on the dollar or $1 on the dollar. The main thing is you're still in manufacturing and making money in the process. So getting manufacturing is a very real way still. As much as people tell you manufacturing is dead, believe me, it's not dead. Most of these companies have not shut down. They just moved where it's cheaper for them to make it, and most of these people actually have kept their facilities by using it as a warehouse. Okay? Number two here is opening up a retail outlet. Again, those of you who filled out cards that you want to be in retail, now is the time to get into retail. It used to be 2 years ago that you could not get into some of these mall locations that you wanted to. You would have to prove to the landlord why you should deserve from this location. But I have to emphasize, location is the key in retail. We'd rather pay $200, $300 to be in a mall location than pay $20 to be in some strip plaza where no one's going to go. Again, there's a major shift in the economy, and where we've seen many of the consumers today are going to malls for entertainment. 10 years ago, you would not see a theater in a mall. We were out in Edmonton about 3 weeks ago. I mean, they have Ferris wheels out there. They have a whole beach park. They have ice rinks. So people are going to these malls for more than just their own shopping needs, but for entertainment as well. So in retail, this is where you want to locate your business. I just finished reading a book about a week ago. John McCormack, he was voted in Inc. magazine as Entrepreneur of the Year ago, about 2 years in this publication. But what he done was take basic business like hairdressing, and he brought it to the peak of the, I guess, in that industry. His hairdressers earned the highest income. But what he done, rather than locating on the full street, what he done is moved his operations into the upscale malls. And his store does millions of dollars. You would never think a hairdressing salon would do $1 million. But he has about 50 of these units doing over $1 million every one of them. So no question, if you're involved with retail, now's the time, but go look at paying a premium for this location. Now, at the same time, what you want to understand that 90% of retailers lease their locations. So you don't want to be this 10% decide to go and buy a building. You need to be mobile to move with your customers. But consider a one-year lease. Again, you're going to pay maybe $10 or $20 more as a premium, but this is when you have the highest risk in this first year. Many times, once you get into retail, you find out you actually could have gotten to another location that was even better. So you stay another 3 months, but you can then move into a better location. But to get out some of these leases, when you lock into a 5 or 10-year lease, you're saving $20, $30 a square feet. But I tell you, to get out of some of these leases, it might be a difference of shutting down your company in order to cancel that contract. You may want to write an agreement to extend it or renew it for another 2 or 3 years. But we normally recommend a 1-year lease starting out. Okay, because if you have to get out, worst